Welcome back, friends. Today we move on to the next chapter of our cocktail voyage. We're moving past the old-fashioned style cocktail, and now we're moving to the sours and daisies, right? So we're going to start off with the daiquiri. Daiquiri has a storied history, just like every cocktail we've talked about. Two main competing versions of the story. One of them is that there was an American mine manager in Cuba who was hosting a dinner party. And right before the party was about to start, he realized that he was out of gin. And he basically had, I don't know if he was the one or his bartender was the one who basically had to come up with a cocktail on the fly. And he came up with the daiquiri. Another version of the story is something similar. Basically, there was a big party at La Floridita and a bar in Havana, and usually credited as the birthplace of the daiquiri. And basically, same situation. They had run out of gin. They needed to come up with something on the fly, and the daiquiri was born. Daiquiri's been bastardized. You know, it's one of these things where when you think of daiquiris, you think of frozen, overly sweet beverages, you know, the strawberry daiquiris, various fruit daiquiris. And to be honest, it's a very simple cocktail, very light, refreshing, and not what people associate with the name today. Uh, Quick distinction. So we're talking about daiquiris, right? I said at the beginning that this was the sour and the daisy chapter. Basically, sours are any alcoholic beverage or any alcoholic cocktail that are sour. Big surprise, right? No, it has a citrus component and a sweetener. So usually when we're talking about our sours, we're talking about like our whiskey sour, right? All right. It's going to be your whiskey, your simple syrup, and your lemon juice. In this case, a daiquiri. A daiquiri is going to be rum, light rum, your lime juice, and your simple syrup. The difference between a sour and a daisy is that daisies are sweetened not by simple syrup. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they include both simple syrup, but usually they use a liqueur of some sort, like an orange liqueur or some sort of fruit cordial to sweeten the cocktail instead of relying solely on the simple syrup. But anyways, we're going to move into the days. We're going to go ahead and start building our daiquiri. All right, first thing we're going to do, we're going to take a coupe and we are going to chill it. Set that aside while that chills. And we've talked about this before, I think when we made the Cosmo or the lemon drop. When you're making a cocktail that has citrus, you really want to make sure you get it well incorporated. You want to make sure it gets really into the beverage. So you're going to shake that. You're not going to put it in a mixing glass. So we have our Boston shaker here. Ice. Going to start off with 4 measures of light rum. We're using Don Q today. That's 2. And that's 4. Now we're going to do 1.5 measures of lime juice. This was freshly squeezed. Do not make these cocktails with that real lime product that comes, you know, pre-juiced in those plastic limes. You can, but I don't recommend it. That was about the juice of 3 limes, basically. And then we're going to do 1 measure of simple syrup. All right. Now we'll close this up, shake it well. And this is a daiquiri. Until the outside of the tin gets nice and frosted and you know it's ready to go. Ooh, this is actually really frosted. I'm having a hard time getting it off. There we go. All right, so we're going to dump the ice from our coupe. Go ahead and strain this into the chilled coupe. I actually have some for later, so. All right. And we are going to garnish this with a lime wheel. And that is the Daiquiri. Cheers. Oh, that's good. So, light rum, very neutral flavor, sweet, but not. It's not got the. It does not have the complexity of an aged rum, where you have the barrel flavors, you have the molassesy undertones. I feel like sours and daisies all have to be well shaken because room temperature citrus is not enjoyable. Simple syrup sweetens it just enough. It's not overly sweet. It's not overly sweet. It's not overly sour. In my opinion, it's not overly sour. I'm sure other people might find this very sour because it's not. Listen, it's a citrus forward drink, right? It's main, like I said, it's a sour basically. So it's gonna have that sourness, but it's not something where you're drinking and it's like, gives you that, hits you in the back of the throat kind of feeling. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I can't think of anything else to say about this. This is not my traditional drink. I don't do a lot of cocktails with simple syrup. So, of the sour family, I would say this one's probably my least, my least frequent. I don't think I've ever ordered a daiquiri in public. Not at a resort of some sort anyways. But like expecting to get this cocktail, maybe in if I'm in like an authentic Cuban style bar where they have a daiquiri of this style, of this type of proportion, maybe. But like I said, it's not something that I usually gravitate towards. Of the sours, I usually go for. I'll go for just your classic whiskey sour, New York sour. I'll go for on the daisy side, I'll do a margarita. I'll do a sidecar. But as far as the daiquiri goes, it's not something I gravitate towards. But at the same time, there's no reason why I wouldn't. It's refreshing on a hot summer's day. It's like I said, it goes down smooth. It's easy to drink. And it does pack a punch. That's 4 shots of rum. So, yeah. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and finish this off camera. Hope you're enjoying the content. Like and subscribe. Comment down below if you have any thoughts, if you've made any of these cocktails, if you have any sour or daisy that you want to see. I am going to be doing another daiquiri after this. Like I said, we're going to do the New York sour, the Boston sour. We're going to do classic whiskey sour. We're going to do, like I said before, margarita. We're going to do sidecar. Like I said, we're doing the whole gamut. But if there's one that you think I've left out, I've forgotten, please comment down below and I will make sure to get to it. So in the meantime, like I said, I'm going to finish this off camera. And yeah, you guys have a great night and cheers.